Friday night show, and it's a weekend preview show because we got some big games going on this weekend, and of course Arsenal are playing and trying to extend our league in the league. So let's kick things off there, right? Let's start with the Arsenal because we got a game against Sunderland this weekend, and they've been having a good season, right? Xhaka has been doing his thing for them, controlling that midfield, protecting the back four, dictating play, and just looking like the Xhaka that Arsenal fans certainly recognise. And I saw some chat about how, oh, this is how we maybe wanted and we never got it. But Xhaka in his final season with us was phenomenal. And he decided he needed to move on for his own reasons. And, you know, I think we all wished him the best. So it'll be good to see him again as, an opponent. Obviously, I hope he ends up on the losing side and he doesn't have the best day. But what can I say? I'm an Arsenal fan. Love you, Xhaka, but hey, we need the 3 points. And that's it. We're in a title race. We've got Liverpool and City playing as well this weekend. So I'll talk about that later. So this game has really an added importance. This is where Arsenal really need to, stamp the authority on the league and say, listen, we're fighting for this championship. We're leading the way. We're okay dealing with the pressure of being at the front. We're okay playing first. We're okay being the ones to lay down the marker and put the pressure on them. And that's what this weekend needs to be all about. Obviously, like I said, Sunderland have started well. They're in a good position in the league. And what their manager's done is really quite incredible considering the fact that they brought in so many new players and they're new to the league. And they've adapted so well. And I think Xhaka is a massive part of that. He's been like, I saw something today and the manager was talking about having another captain on the pitch. And it's like that. Xhaka has done his badges. He did them when he was with Arsenal. At least he started to. And so he really understands that side of the game. And so having him there, being able to help on the pitch really helps Sunderland. And that's, like I said, a big part as to why they're performing so well this season. But anyway, when it comes to us, obviously we've had a great season. We've not conceded goals in a while now. We're not conceding many shots. And so that's what I want more of this weekend. I want that defensive stability there because we're missing a lot of attackers. And so we're going to need to have that strong base before we can start, thinking about getting anything out of the game. The first 10, 15 minutes, particularly at the Stadium of Light, are going to be tough. They're going to be difficult and the crowd are going to be loud and we're going to have to quiet them down and try and get through that part and then start to dominate and start trying to put it on them, and put them under pressure. So there's that little bit of the game to get through at the beginning, that you tend to have to deal with when you go away, particularly to somewhere like the Stadium of Light, which is quite, can be quite an intimidating atmosphere. But Arsenal have played all around Europe. We've beaten Real Madrid in their own backyard recently. So it's not a problem with the guys dealing with the pressure in that respect. It's about, just being calm and performing and playing our game and being patient with it and not rushing things and taking our chances when they come, and that's what having such a strong defense allows us to do. It allows us to build into the game, and if we need to get a set piece, fine. If we need to work through the opposition, we've shown we can do that too. You see what happens in Europe when teams give us a bit of space, and it's much easier for us to play through them in the Premier League. Teams know if you give Arsenal space, you're going to be in trouble. And Sunderland are streetwise. That's one thing Xhaka has given them, a lot of, that ability to know how to manage games in tough situations. So it's going to be an interesting battle, but one that I relish and I think the guys relish as well, and I think we can really perform in. So when it comes to team selection, I think it's going to be as usual at the back, really, mostly. Raya definitely will start. He's been amazing all season, clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. It's easy to do when you're not facing any shots, fair enough, but he's still an incredible goalkeeper. And when we need him, he's always been there to make those saves and keep us in the game or keep us ahead and give the guys the ability to go on and win. So obviously he's going to be playing Timber, Gabby, Saliba, all three of them should start as well. The only thing I'm not sure of is what's going to happen in the left back position. Nkapie seems to have, come into favour with Arteta recently, but Calafiori is the guy, right? So that's going to be interesting to see who Arteta chooses. I reckon he'll probably go for Calafiori, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Nkapie in there, who's been playing phenomenally recently. He's been able to transform that form he had in Germany into the league, which hasn't been easy. You've seen how Wirtz has struggled, although he played well, obviously in the Champions League against Real Madrid. So that's the back five sorted, I think, and then midfield, Zubi's back. He had an enforced absence in midweek because of the yellow card, but he'll be right back into the side alongside Rice as well. And then it's a decision of Nwaneri or Eze. Eze had the game off, and he didn't start midweek, and so I expect him to come back into the starting lineup. So Rice, Zubi, and Eze in midfield, I would imagine. And then up front, I think Merino's got to get the nod. I mean, Merino, Ronaldo, that guy. I don't know any other team, I've said it before, that can have their central midfielder playing as a striker, banging a brace like that. It's incredible. And so I think he's obviously the one that's going to have to play, considering we're missing so many players in attack. And then obviously Saka and Trossard, because Martinelli's out. So no real option there to change things, unless Nwaneri might get a look in, but he's more likely to play on the right. So I think it's going to probably be that as the starting lineup, and then have a few players that come off the bench. I think Anus will probably be on the bench, the young kid that played a couple of games ago in the Cup. So, we don't have many more options at the moment. It looks like they might be coming back for the North London derby, which is a huge game, of course, and one that I'm super looking forward to. But, we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when it comes, right? So for now, this is what we've got to work with in terms of our strikers, but the possibility of having so many attacking players back after the international break, I think, is going to, make a few teams feel that Arsenal have just got that little bit stronger, and all of a sudden we'll have options coming off the bench. I mean, Madueke was looking phenomenal before he got injured, and Gyökeres, he was, had the best 45 minutes he'd had playing for us until he had to come off as well. And then obviously Havertz to come back. Jesus is back playing with the ball again. He's out working with the lads, so that's great to see. And yeah, we're getting stronger, which is what we need. Our defence, it's solid, and we've got a lot of players that are fit there. No one's really out, so it's really the forward guys to come back. So waiting for that. In terms of prediction for the game, tough one, right? It's going to be tough to break them down. So, I mean, I said 2-0 last time, and that's how it turned out. And no, it turned out 3-0 in the Champions League, but 2-0 in the league. So I think it's going to be like that again. I think if we get an early goal, then okay, maybe we can get a few more. But it's going to be. I think they're going to be tough to break down, Sunderland, and it might have to come from a set piece. And so be it. Whatevs. So 2-0, I think, would be great. I'll take a 1-0. I'll take a 1-0, of course, but I think 2-0 is something we can do. I expect us to be able to keep a clean sheet. We've been looking really organised, no matter who's come in. They've done a great job. So, yeah, looking forward to it. Come on. Right. Now, couple of other big games on the weekend. We got Spurs, United, Liverpool, City. Massive games. The weekend kicks off with Spurs United, and what a great way to start. I mean, I wish both teams could lose, but probably, if I'm going to say pick a winner, I don't know. United have been playing really, really well recently compared to how they have been, and Mbeumo has looked great. He just won Player of the Month, fair play. I think he deserved it. Manager of the Month? Really? No goals conceded, but Manager of the Month, I don't know how they decide that, but that's a story for another day. But United have been playing well. They're in form. It's been a long time since they've gone this many games without losing. They drew their last one, but they managed not to lose, which is a big thing for them, really. Playing away at Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest, under Sean Dyche, then he's made them a little bit more organised again. The players are still there that were there. They lost one or two, but pretty much they have a lot of the players that were there last season. So getting some organisation in is what I think really helped them to play much better against United. And so yeah, United in a good run of form. Spurs won their last game, but they've been up and down. You know, win here, win away, lose at home, win in Europe, lose at home. It's been, an interesting start to the season for Thomas Frank. But I think it's going to be a bit too much for them tomorrow with United. I think United might just have the edge on them. I think United have managed to get their forward line playing really well, and they're creating chances and they're scoring goals, and so I think they'll score against them, and I think they'll be able to score 1 or 2 goals. Mickey van der Ven has looked really great, and Romero as well. When those two play together, it gives Tottenham a much stronger foundation to win the game from. But I just think it might be, especially they've not been playing well at home, so I think it might be a 2-1 win for United. But like I said, if they can both lose, great. If they both draw, fine. But I think United might just edge it, So we'll see how that goes, right? In terms of what is the biggest game of the weekend, obviously, Liverpool-Manchester City. Huge game for the title race. Whoever drops points is going to be falling further behind, particularly if we win at Sunderland. That's why our game is so important. We need to have those 3 points in the bag before these two play. Because both are in form, right? Liverpool have fixed themselves up. Great performance against Real Madrid. Manchester City have been playing well for a little while now. Okay, dropping silly points here and there, but they've been up for the big games. Haaland's been scoring. The thing is, they both are leaking goals a little bit, although Liverpool tightened up in the last couple of games. That's maybe where the game might be won and lost in who can have a better defence. If Van Dijk and Kanai perform as well as they can do, Haaland's been in great form, so I would fancy him to score. But if Van Dijk and Kanai have one of those days where they're not going to let him get past, and I think, Haaland's the kind of attacker that I think they like in a way playing against, so that's going to be an interesting battle. What can they do? The midfield is starting to work. It's starting to gel for City now. So it's going to be a pretty good game. I don't think it's going to be a boring, 0-0 game by any stretch of the imagination. These are two teams that are going to go for it. They both feel confident. So they're both going to try and stamp their authority and try to, breathe real life into their title campaign. Because if we win, the pressure's well on them. Both of them are in the same boat. It's only a point between them, and they're the favourites to challenge us for the league. So really, the onus goes on them if we get that win, and so that's why I think it's going to be one of those mad, crazy games where both teams are really going for it, and we see some high quality football. And who do I think? I think that one, I want to draw, and I think maybe they might just cancel each other out. I think as good as Liverpool's defence is, I think Haaland can still score, really. At the end of the day, he's in that kind of form at the moment. And I think City are leaking goals. So I can see a 2-2 draw in this game. That would be the best for Arsenal. So that's the kind of energy I'm putting out there. That's 2-2 draw. I really think they're going to cancel each other out. They seem quite evenly matched at the moment. They both have bits of weaknesses, but they both got some of their strengths firing again. So it's going to be a really fantastic weekend of football, kicking off with that Tottenham United game in the evening. Got Sunderland Arsenal, which I'm going to be doing a watch along for that. I'll be going live with the team news first, and then be doing a watch along starting about half an hour before that kicks off. So, wherever you are, check the times. It's 5 p.m. in the UK, so try and adjust yourselves to that, and I'll be kicking things off and trying to do my first proper watch along and share this moment with you of Arsenal really having a dominant performance in the title race and really putting the pressure on the other teams. That's what we got to do. That's what this weekend is all about. It's so important. It's such an important game. I know every game is an important game, but this is the most important game we've played in ages. I don't care if people say it's Sunderland this, Sunderland that. Yo, they're a good team, and this is the chance to really stretch that lead, to put the pressure on them. Come on, it's going to be a great weekend of football. I'll see you at the watch along. You know what to do. Like, share, subscribe, grow the community with me, and hey, let's watch Arsenal have a great season. Hey, come on, have it. See you later, guys. Have a good weekend. Go out, do something fun. Peace.